all the praises and the honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, and double honors to the apostles. Is a great millstone. Also, a sincere shalom to you elect that's laboring in sincerity. And I want to do a video because we've got several comments on guys when we go after these particular groups, and they say we're camp banging or we're hating our brother. I mean, various other things that they're saying that we're doing. And I'm speaking as a great millstone. Okay, just remember that we're all in the flesh. We're all men. We all go off. But when it comes to this doctrine, the one you call Jesus, Yahushua, he said what? Be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven. So even if you're straddling on the fence about a doctrine and you know it's not right, or you think that something could be wrong, that's when you take it up and maybe get counseled and say, okay, could this be wrong? An example is the RFID microchip being a mark of the beast. Some guys are just proud, but I've done videos, and I like to thank through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah that people have woken up from a few videos that I've done, and other brothers as well, that have now had a change of spirit, okay, that believes now, okay, this thing has to be the microchip. Because you have to understand, when a lot of these camps speak and come against doctrine, it's for the so-called well-being of the world. Because people will see that they don't have to worry about it. And what people don't like is stress. So you have what you call the normacy bias. They don't want to, look into the future of something being more drastic than what they are living today, the life they are living. So a lot of these groups are like churches. And a lot of them do teach the truth. And that's a good thing. A lot of them are teaching. They believe what they're teaching. Some of them are sincere. Okay? We had guys, I believe Apostle Tahar did a video called The Prophet that I looked at. Nice video. And he made some good points. That there's guys that come into the truth. And I'll speak of the vile truth. But maybe other groups too. And they'll learn a little bit, and then they'll break off, and then they'll do their own thing and bring more confusion. And you have people that say that us groups all need to get together. Well, now you have more and more confusion when you have a group break off from this group or that group, splinter groups, and then now they all have all kinds of different doctrines. Now instead of 5 or 6 different doctrines, now you got 600. And that's why, according to Esau Society, he has laws in each state representing a form of churches, so to speak. Wicked on the left-hand side. Now, we're in the truth, and you have all these different groups. Same deal. We can't be like Esau. But this is where the Lord set it up in Babylon. Okay? So let's get a scripture real quick. I'll just get this real quick. Everybody knows it, but I like to read it. Romans 16 and 17. It says, now to beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So the scripture says, I beseech you, brethren. This is not talking about 2/3 out in the world and you out there cursing them out and wake up my Israelite or sister. This is talking about guys who already know the truth. We have to get that through our head. There's guys that already know the truth that this Bible is speaking about. When it talks about these rebukes and these corrections, cry aloud, spare not, lift up that voice like a trumpet, shew my people their transgressions. A lot of that is also going to Jake that's in the truth. Okay? We got to show and scream out and show these people that's even in the truth what is the correct doctrine. You have to be fighting for a doctrine. And you'll have people that say, well, we're all brothers. Why are we fighting each other? We're in a better cause. Well, we all know the Lord said he directs your steps, okay? But that word mark goes back to scopeo, which really means to observe, okay? To look on, okay? So we're supposed to be marking people that go off in false doctrines. So then you'll have people that come and they'll learn this doctrine, they'll go learn that doctrine, then they'll go to what is the 666 marks page, and they'll learn, and then they'll take what they can learn and twist it and try to make their own doctrine out of that. Okay? They'll go to GMS Info Doc page. They'll go to the GMS Walk and Talk 8 page. They'll go, I'm just saying, various other teachers and other brothers' pages, Dallas page, and just several different pages. They'll go to apostles and elders, and they'll learn some things, and then they'll take it and start twisting it and making their own doctrine out of it. So can we have this much confusion? Yeah, but is it supposed to be that way? Of course. Because who else will we have to fight? See, the problem is, who's correcting us, man, as Israelites? From what I see, is Great Millstone is the only ones that will really stand up. And it sounds cliche, and it sounds like, okay, camp banging in that part, because there's no such thing as camp banging. Doctrine banging, yeah. We don't hate nobody. We're just telling you you're going off. And we have to fight for that. For the most of us, we are teaching that we Israelites, and that's good. But to say not to go out in the wintertime, I don't understand that children play in the wintertime. So should we. Anyway, Amos 3:3. What I mean is, so should we. If children could go out and play in the wintertime, we should be able to go out in the wintertime and teach the Lord's word. Okay? I remember being young, man, I didn't worry about the weather. You know, so I don't, maybe it's an excuse not to go out. I don't know. Maybe they feel they're not reaching, it's not enough people. Anyway, can two walk together except they be agreed? Okay? So, can two walk together lest they be agreed? No. Okay, so I don't understand when you have these summits, all these summit camps, and it looks good. I mean, finally you got so-called black people coming together. And we should come together, but we should come together under debating. And it means to argue. We got to argue out the truth. What's correct and what's not. Now, we're not talking about just debating a black conscious community or just anybody who just not going to get it. But you get together as under some summit, then, when you go through all the history, that's all was being done. We debated for the cause. The scripture says debate that cause. So when Apostle Paul went out to speak and he went to the churches, why do you think all those letters was written? To bring order. So if you guys are willing to bring order to the Israelite community, then all you should be on one accord. And I hear guys say, well, don't worry about it. We need to just work out our differences. Well, when is that going to happen? Everybody's still teaching the same thing that they was teaching before. So I feel that was bullshit. That was a bullshit statement. We need to work out our differences. That was BS. Okay? Let's take an account of, let's see what Yahushua did, man. Let's go to verse, I'm going to just get to the point. Everybody know this too. Verse 14, John 2:14. And found the temple, let me go to 13. And the Jews, Passover was at hand, and Yahushua went to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, okay, like a whip, he drove them out of the temple and the sheep and the oxen and poured out the changes of money and overthrew the tables. You got groups right now making money off the truth. They're selling shirts. They're selling garments. I saw the other weirdo, Raptor News, which he shouldn't even be mentioned. But he's selling things. He's trying to get donations to fix his vehicle. Just all kinds of crazy things going on in the truth. Nothing wrong with donations. Nothing wrong with helping the body. Nothing wrong with tithing, okay, to help. Because we're supposed to have our own form of it. It's like an insurance plan, okay? That's where Esau gets it from. Goes on to say, and he said to them that sold doves, take these things hence. Make not my father's house a house of merchandise. Well, these were all Israelites, right? So if Yahushua was here today, and he saw all these different doctrines, what would he be doing? Hey, well, don't worry about it. We all just got to love one another. Okay? Which is true. But don't worry about these different doctrines. Just let it go on out. Because the Lord's doctrine is perfect, and everybody should know that. The Lord's doctrine is perfect. Okay? We're just not. So who would be closest to having the correct doctrine? Okay? Cornelius being an Israelite. I mean, the RFID chip being a microchip. The RFID, being a microchip, the mark of the beast. It's just that simple. Okay, let me get a comment, that I got from I'm just trying to get to the point where I got from another video. Okay, it says here, this is going into IUIC because IUIC has been throwing women around. They've been passing the women around. They've been making excuses. The officers making excuses why they don't want them no more and recording them and then getting rid of them to get new women. Then the women are bitter and then they coming on screaming and yelling and going crazy. And this is a woman on here. She said, what's wrong with leadership setting someone up? She's saying what's wrong with these men setting other men up to be husbands and wives. And I stated before in the other video, what's wrong with it is they're not right. We're in captivity, okay? You people aren't out of captivity yet. You can't keep the whole law. You rehearse the righteous act, but that's to the prophecies. You keep your Sabbath. You wear your fringes if that's what you do. You do what you do to the best of your ability. But you guys are acting like we're in ancient Israel and now it's okay to have some grown men set up this woman and that woman with this man and that man, and then you're setting these maniacs up with these women? We're all defiled, man. I don't know. That's just the craziest thing. Jude. Let's go to Jude 1 and 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you, this is what he's saying, to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith, which contend means to fight, or when you really break down that word, it means to argue, which was once delivered unto the saints. So this is talking about Israelites. So when you guys say the camp banging, you shouldn't be putting your brother down and you shouldn't camp bang. Well, the scriptures here said to fight for the faith. We're supposed to be arguing for this thing. We're supposed to be really fighting so we can map it all out so we can get the hell out of here. Okay? If you have a team and you got 5 different people believing 5 different things on the same team, how the hell can you play the game? We're supposed to play the game as a team. So if you're not in the doctrine we're in, we're not on the same team. Okay? We're on the same field. Okay? We might have the same understanding on certain things, but we're not technically on the same playing field. Okay? I didn't want to make the video long, but, I just wanted to make points about what you call camp banging and doctrine banging or whatever you want to call it. We should, people get mad, and this is a video also to show that I don't hate none of the so-called Israelite brothers and some of the sisters that are following, them. This is not about hatred, but it's all going to come down when you read these scriptures and they're talking about the Israelites, and then you hear about Esau, this is all you hear. You're targeting Esau on high levels when a lot of you guys should be targeting yourselves. You should be targeting and correcting the doctrine. How you going to correct somebody else and you ain't even, and yourself is not correct? That's all I hear, man. It's like a black conscience, black power movement. And at the same time, we've all woken up in this truth that's in Babylon, the mother of harlots. We're in this truth, man. We're in this thing. With all these demons and his possessions that's on a lot of us and a lot of people, a lot of Jake in the truth. And you're focusing so much on Esau. But a lot of you camps and a lot of you men, and there's some sincere men in these camps, I'm not saying that, but you need to focus on yourselves. Get yourself right. You got this group IUIC, all they do is talk trash on us. House of Israel, they made some gestures talking about they're not militant and this or that. And clearly we can see that's a lot of militant stuff going on. picking up guns, and you're really putting that out on the forefront for Esau to look at you and label you, which you were labeled anyway. And you might say, well, stop being scared, don't be pussies and this and that. Look, man, when this thing wrap up, you want Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua on your side. It ain't all about some tough-ass ego. Okay? It's about the truth. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.